Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see everybody today. Just so you know in advance, we are recording this session, but it will be edited so you will not be included in that recording. So just so that you know, just Lara will be leading us through today and she will be the one that will be highlighted in the video and recorded. All right, so back to our usual slides that we always put up at the beginning of every live event. We ask that everyone make sure that they have their microphone off so that we don't disturb the event that's happening. Also, this is a group event, so we ask that everyone not share any personal details. Please note also that any links provided by Cardiac Rehab are deemed safe and valid. All right. So moving on, if you have a question or a comment, you can definitely type into the chat box. The symbol there kind of looks like a bubble. You can write your question into there and then hit the arrow button and I will do my best to reply to you. As well as also you can raise a virtual hand. I will unmute your mic and you're able to answer the question at that time. All right, so usual exercise safety guidelines that we always talk about. All participants are advised to receive clearance from their physician or their exercise therapist prior to initiating an exercise program. Please do not participate if clearance has not been received. Please do not participate if, since your last contact with us, you've experienced any unusual symptoms, an unplanned doctor or hospital visit, or if you've had any ankle swelling greater than 4 pounds in the last 2 days or 5 pounds in the last week. Keeping in mind, again, this is a virtual exercise class, so please make sure you have an emergency plan in place as we are unable to physically assist you. If you develop any symptoms during the session, stop exercising. If those symptoms worsen, seek medical attention. And in the event of an emergency, please call 911. Most importantly, please remember that you are in control of your own workout. And please stay within your comfort level. Today, Lara will be taking you through a themed resistance training adventure. Follow along as you see fit. The props used are to enhance the theme for all of you. Please use your dumbbells or your normal modality to participate today.
All right, happy Halloween, everybody, and guten Tag. Today is Halloween, but I know that not everybody is into Halloween. Let's just start warming up here, and I'll give you a little rundown of my plan for today. So I know not everyone loves Halloween, but so I've decided to sort of lean into some of my German heritage, and we're going to do a bit of an Oktoberfest theme today. So we're gonna do our best to keep things on theme. I'll do my best to still provide that workout here. So we're just gonna warm up for now. We're just doing a little bit of a march with our shoulders rolling here. All right. All right here. So if any of you have ever been to the Wiesn in Munich, you'll know that it's very, very busy. There's lots of people. The whole experience is busy. And it starts right from the train, taking the Bahn all the way into the outskirts of Munich to get to the festival grounds. So with that in mind, we're just going to kind of walk forward as best we can, and we're going to walk with authority because there's people everywhere, and we're trying to get where we want to go, and we want to get there quickly. So we're walking with some nice high knees, some good strong elbows. We're walking forward, and we're walking back. And as we see some people in the way, we're walking towards the side to get around them, and we're walking towards the other side to get around them. So we're just going to kind of walk almost in a square here. We're going forward and back and side to side, trying to make our way where we need to be as we try to approach the Wiesn Festival grounds. All right, let's get our arms ready here. So I feel like we're going to need a little bit of strength today for our festival journey here. So we're going to get our arms going. I'm just making some circles. We'll start off forward, festival grounds are huge. It's 5 acres of temporary structures that they use for the 2 weeks of Oktoberfest. There's rides, there's games, there's themes. There's so many things that go on. We'll talk about some of it as we go through today, through our little adventure. We're just going to add a bit of a hamstring curl here. We just want to change up the warm-up a bit. I don't see how we would be doing this in reality, but we're also doing a workout here today, so let's make sure we're prepared. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking a little bit here, or there's something in the back of your minds here, but there will be no beer or alcohol consumed along our journey today. All right? We're going to focus on the other aspects of Oktoberfest here, and my steins that we will be using today are full of water. All right? So if you need a little bit of water before we get started with our workout today, feel free. All right, I'm going to put these down because they're heavy. All right, so the first thing to do, we are approaching our first tent. We're not actually walking into the first tent on the grounds. No. We are walking to the festival tent. So into festival tent we go. We're walking on in, and we're going to find a seat on those communal benches. There's so many communal benches here on the festival grounds in the tents, and we're going to have a nice seat. We're going to control our seat, a nice controlled sit into our chair. Interesting enough, in these festivals, though, there's so many people getting up and down. So we're getting right back up out of our seat again. Someone's coming in behind us, trying to get to their seat. And then we got to sit right back down again into our chair. We got to claim our spot on these benches. These places are so full. They're so packed with other festival goers. We're coming right back up again. This is going to happen for a little while here. We're coming up and down out of our seats on our benches here, nice and controlled. So as we slowly control our seat onto the bench, actually, we'll come all the way back up. And these are benches, everybody. There is no backrest here. Okay, these are benches. So we have to control our core the whole time. We can't be resting on anything behind. All right, up and down. All right, we're going to move on to some work for our arms here. So you're going to grab your weights. I'm going to grab my steins. I'm using my steins today for some of our exercises. So something that's very important for us as the waitresses here during Oktoberfest is we have to be able to hold all of these huge steins full of water. We're going to work on our biceps right now. So I want you to glue your elbows in by your rib cage. Roll your shoulders back into good posture. We are curling all the way up and all the way down. For the lovely people at Del Park, Oshawa, who are using your bands, we know how to stand on those bands there and do our bicep curls. So we're going to stand 1 or 2 feet onto our bands, and we are going to do our curl. I apologize if I don't do a full straighten here. There is water in these steins, and I do not want to pour them on the floor, so I'm only going most of the way down. All right, let's keep working on our curl. Now let's bring our curl to holding at 90 here. This is where we got a bit of practice our grip strength as we're holding some of these steins here. We're going to hold it as strong as we can, 90-degree hold here, and then we're going to come right back down and curling all the way up, curling all the way down, and into our hold. Now, I don't have the strength of those lovely waitresses at the Oktoberfest who could do this with probably 6 steins per hand. All the power to them. All the way up and all the way down. The cool thing about the festival tent is you could watch a show, you could see a traditional marionette show or other shows that are offered in these tents. All right, I'm now holding my hands at 90 degrees here, okay? From here, I'm going to open my arms, keeping my elbows into my sides, squeezing my shoulder blades and coming back. If you're using a band, you're holding that band between 2 hands in front of you at 90 degrees. You are pulling apart, but keeping those elbows in at your side. So this is an external rotation from 90 degrees. Excellent. Good job. All right. We're holding our posture as best we can. We're keeping those elbows out at 90 degrees, and we're rotating outwards. Excellent. Wonderful. Oh, my hands are going to be tired after this. I guarantee that. I'm going to drink some of the water along the way. I think that'll help me. All right, let's move on to our next exercise. That being said, I need to make them lighter. Okay, next up, we're going to work on our shoulders. So this is going to be like a front raise. So if you're using weights or band, we want to get ready for that. So we are straightening our arms out in front, holding for 1, 2, and then coming back down. All right, I'm also coming only partway down so I don't spill water. Up, hold it. No higher than shoulder height. And then back down. Excellent. Wonderful. You look good out there. The festival tent is one of those really family-friendly tents that you can go to in the festival grounds. Lots of entertainment to be had. Up and hold. And down. And one more time. Let's hold. 1, 2. Let's see how long we go. They have competitions for how long you can hold these. I wouldn't win this competition by any means, but here we go. All right. We can put our weights down for just a sec. I'm going to put my glasses down. And we're going to do a core exercise. This one does work a little bit better while standing and also having something to hold on to. So it's a bit of a balance component. So whatever it might be that you have some sort of support, I'm going to put my hand right on here. And then what I want you to do is if your right hand is holding on, your right foot is secured onto the ground, left hand and left knee are going to be involved here. Left hand is going to go to your left knee and you're going to push against each other here. So you're pushing your knee into your hand into your knee. You're creating tension in your core, but we are breathing. We're not holding our breath. You should feel that tension in your core as we push our knee against our hand and our hand against our knee. Excellent. Very, very good. All right, we'll hold for a little bit longer here, and then we're going to switch to the other side. Now, if you'd like to switch sides in terms of where your balance is, that's fine. I'm going to stay in one spot simply because I don't want to mess up my system here while I stuff. I don't want to trip on it. So now I'm switching my legs. So right hand to right knee, if you haven't done that already. Pushing knee up, pushing hand down. Creating tension in your core, but always breathing. Excellent. So we're coming to the end of our experience in tent number 1, which means we're shortly going to be moving on to another tent to visit along the Weissen grounds in Munich. So as we finish up this exercise, we're actually going to travel. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to travel to one of my favorite tents, the Hacker tent. Why is it my favorite? It's the most beautiful of all of the tents in terms of its decoration. So as we approach, we're going to walk onto our toes. You may only have a small space here, so if you're in a small area, you can kind of walk in little circles here or just make a couple steps forward and back. But we are going to walk on our toes because as we approach this tent, it's so beautiful, but it's so busy. Almost 7,000 people can fit sitting in this tent with another 3,000 outside. So it's hard to find a seat. I'm pretty short. I'm going to walk on my tippy toes. I'm looking for a place for us to sit down because there is a rule. A rule in all of these tents is that you have to have a seat to be served. Whether it's food or anything, you have to have a seat to be served. You can't just be standing around. It's a capacity safety issue. So we're going to find our seat. We're walking on our toes. And we're walking on our toes and we're looking to find a spot where we can sit our bottoms down. But you know what? We're not looking for, as I said, we're not here for the alcohol. We're here for the food. And we're going to get ourselves something to eat shortly. Now, just because walking on your toes for a long time can be pretty hard on our calves, let's switch it now to our heels. So again, if you're in a small space, you can just take a couple of steps forward and a couple of steps back, just to kind of get a little bit of walking on our heels so we can work the muscles now at the front of our leg as we're trying to find our way into the Hacker tent. Lots of amazing folk music here, really good live music, live bands, again, as well as pretty good food, which is what we're going to find out next. All right, so we have found our spot, and we're going to take a seat. So if you have a chair, feel free to do these next exercises seated, but you can also stay standing because I know that's not for everybody that's watching right now. So we did find a seat, yay, and now we're going to order some food. I'm not going to lie, the food's not healthy. I wish it was, but it's not. So the platter of food that we're going to have, I'm going to actually use my weights for this, so it'll be a little bit easier, so hold on to your weights. The platter of food is a sharing platter. It is. Let's get our platters ready. So weights, one in each hand, elbows kind of bent at 90. We're sitting up nice and tall because our benches don't have backrests. And we're going to share our platter. We're going to share our platter. Our platter is full of soft baked pretzels, sausage, pickled vegetables, all sorts of delicious shareable treats that we are going to share out on our platter out to our friends who are on the other side of the bench. I don't know how they got there, but they did. One of the great things is whoever sits beside you or behind you on the bench, they're your new friends. It's such a place of community and sharing. So we are going to do that right now. Excellent. Good job. Now with this exercise, you can always choose to angle your tray down a little lower, come back up, squeezing between the shoulder blades, angling down and coming back up and squeezing between the shoulder blades. And then moving out a little bit straighter, back up and squeezing the shoulder blades. We're doing great. Let's do one more. Let's get there. Oh, there we go. We've shared all of our food. All right, I'm going to be honest here. We're going to do some seated back work. I have no way that I can really figure out on how to make this fit our theme. So we're just going to do it because we are here for a workout. So choose your weights, or in my case, I am going to try to do this with my signs here. Wish me luck. We're going to do some back work. This can be done sitting or standing, as long as we have a nice strong core and we're bent from the hip at a small angle. So this can be sitting or standing. See, very similar with a strong core. We are going to do two moves. We are going to do row. So we're going to have to bring our two weights or our bands, bringing our hands towards our hip bones and squeezing our shoulder blades. And then we're going to straighten. And then the next time we're going to go out into a fly movement, also squeezing the shoulder blade. All right. So back into a row, down with control, out into a fly. In both cases, we're using our upper back muscles. Squeeze, 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 and out. All right, we're doing great. You're doing good. Excellent. Perfect. Let's do two more of each move. So we have row and squeeze, down, fly, and down. I'm going to put one of my little glassware down here because we're just finishing up our food, and all of a sudden, I'm Prosit. The song comes on, which is a toast to comfort and good cheer and new friends. So we're going to grab our weight or whatever we have, one in each hand. We are going to sit up with our good posture, or we can stand here for this if you'd like. And we are going to twist and cheer. So cheers in German here would be Prost. We are going to Prost all of the people around us that are close to us. Twist and lift and down. Always breathe. So we'll breathe out and twist, bringing the weight away from our body, but in a kind of a rotation here, because we got to get all the people around us. I mentioned before, this is a big tent. It's not the biggest, but it is big. And you can have over 7,000 people sitting around you. You want to Prost and cheers to that, the Einprost, the cheer, the friendliness, to all the people around you, offering them up joy for their festival season. It's all about community, everyone kind of coming for the same sort of experience. All right, we're going to do a couple more in each direction. Keep that core nice and strong and make sure you're breathing. All right. Perfect. All right, this next one's going to be fun. So this will be a little bit more challenging exercise. You're always able to adjust if you don't like my option here. But the thing is, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of the space we are now so we can move on. We want to get out of this tent. And we have this big, huge, long benched area to get out of. So what we are going to do is we're going to be getting up and down. And we're going to be doing our squat. And then we're walking. We're moving to the side and we're squatting. We're moving to the side and we're squatting. We're trying to get in and out of the space. It's really tough. We're squat. Oh no, I dropped something. Squat, down and lift, up, step. If you don't have space, you can just squat. All right. Squat. I dropped something on the other side of me. There's no space. I'm going to reach down, bend, come back to center and up, side. We're taking a squat. This is really just a squat with movement, everybody. It's just, I know I'm making it sound more complicated than it is. We're just squatting. And then every once in a while, I'm dropping something and I'm trying so hard to reach down to the side to reach it. And coming back up to the side, squat, I'm reaching down to my side. You don't have to touch the ground. Up and squat. We're going to go back and then we'll be done with this one. Don't worry. Squat, reach down, up, again, squat, reaching down again, not necessarily touching, just reaching to the side, a little bit of core work. Squat, we'll do one more reach on each side, and then we'll be done with this one, don't you worry. All right. So we're trying to go to the midway now. So there's a huge, huge fairground. So it's not just about the tents and the food. It's also about the rides and the games and the contests. And there's a museum, all sorts of fun stuff that we can look at. So the next thing we're going to do doesn't really apply to anything in particular here. So we're just going to grab our weights to get going. All right. We're going to do our bicep curl, but we're going to add some movement this time. Okay. So we're holding on to our weights or bands and we are curling up until we get to all the way to the top. And then we're pressing out like a chest press. And we're coming back in, squeeze our shoulder blades, and then down. All right, so there's a couple of movements here. Curl all the way up, press out, back, and down. I have to say, of the midway rides, there's a really, really high swing, spinning, elevated swing ride that's pretty cool. That's a pretty fun one. They have roller coasters. They have the biggest transportable, non-loop-to-loop roller coaster in the world. At least it was the last time I checked. They have a lot of fun rides and bumper cars and games, go-karts, haunted house. Lots of fun for all who are involved or interested. All right, curl, down, up, and press. All right, so this next exercise is the challenging one. I'm going to give you an option here because this one's a little bit more tough, okay? I'm going to put this down because I'm afraid to drop or make a mess. So I'm going to use a weight for this one. So one of the things that also really famous are games and contests. So we're not going to do the waitress challenge here. I can't hold all those steins and I can't carry a tray of drinks, okay? We're not doing that today, but we're going to talk about the pretzel toss. Pretzel toss is a lot of fun. So what we're going to do is a version of our pretzel toss. We're not tossing anything. I'm going to show you first, and I'm going to give you an example of something else to do because this one's tough, okay? So I would like you to keep something for balance nearby, okay? Because then you can hold on to it. If you choose, I'm going to put my chair this way, actually. And we're going to do a lunge, the back lunge. All right, so we're going to stand up holding on to our balance item if it's available. I'm going to step back with my right foot, and my weight is going to be in my left hand. I'm stepping back, and I'm tossing my pretzel, and I'm coming out. I'm stepping back, I'm tossing my pretzel, I'm hopefully landing it in the right little kind of to score my points here. You gotta get the pretzel on the ring, on the dowel, I guess. All right. This is tough. It's really just a lunge. If lunges are just not for you, squats or heel raises are okay. Doesn't have to be big. All right, we're just adding that toss as we go. Excellent. Now we do have to do this on the other side, obviously. So let's do one more here. So if you're joining me for the lunge, switch your weight and switch your legs. So now for me, I'm going to go, my weight's in my right hand. I'm going to step back with my left foot. And I'm going to raise and toss. Really hoping to score my points here. Excellent. So you're lucky that we're running out of time. You're lucky. Not because it would have been harder, but it was going to get sillier if I didn't have enough content for you. So you're quite lucky that I think we'll be okay. And I'll just add some more exercises for you. But I'll talk about what I was thinking about doing, just so you know what you've been saved from. Be grateful. Let's do one more. All right. So I'll talk to you about it as we do our modified plank. Again, it doesn't really apply specifically to our theme, but it's a great exercise. So let's just do this and we'll talk a little bit about what I saved you from. So find your stable surface, whether it's a chair without wheels, a wall, a table. If you're really good and brave and strong and you want to get down to the ground, let's do that. We're going to put either our elbows or our hands, depending on the surface, on our stable surface here. And we're going to walk our legs out until we find a place that, one, is sustainable. We have to be able to get up from this position, okay? But we also want to be able to create a nice straight line with our body so we can challenge our core. So let's find that. If you do notice that either you're sagging in and your low back feels kind of strained, then I want you to rotate your hips a little bit to kind of create that straight line. But I don't want that bottom sticking out here because that's not going to work your core. All right, when you find that challenge, it may shake a little bit. Keep breathing, and we're going to try our best to hold it. But if you need a break, it's fine. You can stop. So I'll tell you what I say. You guys got saved from. I had a little asterisk at the bottom being, if I needed more exercises, we were going to do the chicken dance. And you know why? I don't know why. But for some reason, it's a really, really popular thing that occurs during Oktoberfest. Everyone does the chicken dance. It used to be called the duck song, but everybody does the chicken dance. So I was going to kind of make us do that. But luckily, we won't have to do that today. It was actually invented by an Austrian, but for some reason, very, very popular in Germany. All right, just to finish off, to make it a little bit tougher, we're going to do a push-up here. We're going to push down and push up, okay? We're going to push down, trying to maintain our position, our plank position. So we're working both our core as well as our chest, our arms, and our back. Excellent. There we go. Let's do one more. All right, I know that's really tough. So, I know we're kind of finishing on a tough note here, but as we sort of move into a bit of a cool down, I just wanted to kind of make it tough to finish off. So for our cool down, even though we were doing more resistance training, I always like to kind of move my body a little bit as we go. So let's grab hold of our elbows so we can stretch out our upper back. We actually did a few exercises for our back. I have to say we focused a lot on arms today because that works well with my props. But we did some work for our backs and our lower body as well. So this time flew by real fast. I thought I was going to have to dig into my reserves, but didn't need to. All right, let's pull our arms crossed here for a bit of a stretch. Hopefully it wasn't too hard to follow with the themes, but wanted to let everybody know. I know Oktoberfest has its own reputation, but there's a lot of other things to love about it. Pull across outside of what it may be famous for. All right, I'm just kind of standing and swaying my body a little bit here. And then I'm going to bring my hands behind my back. If you can actually grab your hands together, that's excellent. If not, that's okay too. But I'm just kind of stretching out my chest here a little bit. Did a few combination exercises today to try to get all the different muscle groups in here. Changing it up a little bit with some different exercises. Excellent. We'll take some deep breaths as well. Feels good. I actually find it difficult to deep breathe in this outfit. Trying. Not meant for exercise. My traditional journal. All right. So I do appreciate everybody for indulging me today in my themed effort. I hope you got a workout and I hope you had a little bit of fun. So to that, I will say Prost or cheers, Wiedersehen, and we'll see you another time. Happy Halloween, and we'll see you on another day for another workout.